What's going on, everybody? Titan Masters are back. I am Harold Ruiz, Figure Mania Show. I've got with me Alan Prama, Late Toy Show, and I've got Patrick Dios. And the returning special guest, the one, the only, the Godfather, John Ruffing. Let's give him a big hand, everybody.
Thank you. Let's do your words that you kind.
I'm so happy you're back, brother. I mean, I remember, maybe from the first, when you were first on the show, like I told these guys, our first guest has to be John Ruffin. You know what I mean? And I'm happy that you're back. You know what I mean? To do this with us. You know, so yeah.
It's an honor, and thank you. I appreciate your kind words. Way too lofty. It's just an honor to be with you all. And
awesome. Yeah. It's always good having you back. And, because, I mean, you're my inspiration, brother. I mean, I can't say anything more. You know what I mean? So that's the thing. Yeah.
You all are the masters. I wish I could do what you do.
Man. Don't say that, man.
No, I'm serious.
Yeah.
You all have the skill. I'm just I'm just playing around. I don't know what I'm doing at the time.
Yeah. Can somebody check to make sure that the chat is working?
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, so for today's show, this is Ask Titan Masters. Okay, so we are going to be showing off some shots that have been submitted to us, and then we're going to give positive feedback on how these shots can be improved. So for those you watching, you guys haven't ever submitted a shot, you guys can do so, and then hopefully for the next show we will we'll go through it, and then we'll give you guys we'll give you some tips on how you guys can improve. Okay, because you can only go up from here. All right, so let's just start off then. Here we go. All right, so let's begin. All right, so let's acknowledge some people in the chat. So we've got David Hernandez. Thank you for joining us. Hello, how are you? And we've got Joey Chapman. Hello, thank you for coming on. Okay, guys. All right, so let's get to it. All right, so this shot comes to us from Goji Nexus, Gigan Nexus, I guess. Gigan, is that pronounced correctly? Gigan Nexus, I guess. Anyways. Yes. Okay, so Patrick, how about you're the Ultraman guy? How about you start off here?
Oh no, man. Well, the thing is this, the picture is nice, everything is fine. It's just that if it were me, I would have probably more buildings in the middle. But if you don't have it, I think probably use like a cloud background just to make it more busier. Try to keep up with the composition. But everything seems fine to me. But it will look better with a Dutch angle. But I mean, the angle is unique. Coming from the top. But it would be nice if it's a bit of a Dutch angle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice,
Also, too, I mean, I can just see a little bit of his table here.
Yeah.
Okay, so his stuff is all against the wall here. You know what I mean? So like if he can, so if he can just create more depth, you know what I mean? And then like if you don't have the buildings to fill up this spot right here, then you can just get some debris or whatever. It's just some polyester or whatever to act as like smoke and stuff like that to fill this part up, So John, do you have anything to add about this shot here?
I think everything you all have said is really good advice. I love the depth of field and the layers, the mid-ground, foreground, and like you said, maybe now see. You all's approach and what you do will probably be different. I cheat a lot. And so I'll take a lot of shots and I'll do some composing. If I don't have enough buildings, I will move them around and shoot, move around, shoot. And I will also do multiple lights in different places if I don't have enough. And even colors, to pass and then go back. And then when I get them all together, say, okay, which of these is going to help make this shot better? So I'd say shoot a lot, move the light around, get some light maybe on the left side coming down.
Sure.
Even if you don't have enough lights, hold it up, and even so that area where buildings could go, take one of the buildings, if you're going to take another shot, flip it on its, turn it, move it back, behind there up against the wall and capture that. And maybe you can, if you're doing any post kind of production work, mat it in, add it in. So little things like that where you don't have, because, getting buildings is not easy.
Sure. Yeah.
So
one thing though about like what you're mentioning, you have to be very careful not to bump your figures, right?
Yes.
Because you'll have to start all over again, right? Yeah. Okay, so that's another thing you can do. Like you could just, I know what you're talking about. Like you can just take multiple, move the stuff around in the background and stuff like that, and then just layer them all in together and things. So I didn't think about that actually. I normally do things all manually. So
and see that's the genius, and that's why so you all skill set is much more. It's much more advanced in mine than what I have to go through because of the scale that you work at. This scale is just more challenging.
Yeah,
that's a great point by John. Like I think if you're going to do Photoshop, right? Because we in the Titan Masters we're doing ACBA style, so we're trying to do it all in camera.
Right.
But if you're doing Photoshop, I think that's the way to go. Like take pictures of your setup, multiple setups, and then combine them instead of most people would rather just get a background off the internet and then just compose
I
those.
agree, man.
But I think
Yeah.
the way
Well,
to go
like-
is to do all your pictures and then use those pictures to composite so that all your lights, all your focus are all, in one piece. It looks like one piece.
Sure.
You all have a different set of challenges, and different sets of parameters you work in, and that's always been attractive to me. And they've always been too limited. I'm like, oh, I can't. I'm too much of a novice to have to stay within those restrictions. And I also, my approach, I want to almost treat it like I'm making a movie. I know I'm going to do post-production work. I know I'm going to, try to create a certain atmosphere that I know I couldn't do in camera. I'm not that good.
Yeah.
Well, it's a whole different set of skills, doing it all.
Yes.
Hours. Yeah.
Okay. And even, where are you? Akira? That's Akira.
Yeah, man.
Where are you?
Man, what's up?
Somewhere in Indo.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah.
Probably stuck in traffic or something.
Yeah. What's up, Jam? Okay, good. Okay, good. So, all great tips. All right. So, Gaigan Nexus. Okay. So, good shot. Okay. So, just just consider that and just be careful. I've seen quite a few of his shots where he does these really nice. Everything is set up nicely and stuff like that. But his table is just always in the shot.
The background.
So, background and stuff and things. So, okay, just watch out for that. All right, so let's move on, guys.
Hey, Harold, before we move
Yes.
on, can we hear a little bit about what John is up to these days? Like, since we last met him, what's been happening?
I think so. Oh,
What's new?
Oh, so in terms of toy photography,
In
this
your world,
year,
or Kaiju world.
yeah. It's been a good year of collecting since I've been in the house most of the time. But in terms of toy photography, it's really been every year I like to have some goals. And this year for me, it was all about trying to do production type shots and close-ups. I got a new camera last Christmas, and it's really been trying to figure out that camera, and it just outclassed the one I had. And it's given me a lot more, I can do a lot more with it and get a lot more out of it. So I haven't done like any elaborate setups at all. I've been trying more, not green screen, but what I'll do is I'll lay out some of the backgrounds very, very minimal and use shapes that may not have any color, might be gray or green or blue or just gray. And I will use that shape that I'll create and I'll mat in other graphics on them later. So it's kind of like I'm playing with different like movie kind of approaches, not green screen, but because I just know I don't have the space to do really elaborate diorama layouts and
Sure.
things. So I have to
Yeah.
try to be.
Well, I mean, you're the best at that, man. I mean, like, I see, like, there's a lot of people that are doing this now that are using Photoshop and stuff, and it just is no disrespect, but it just doesn't mesh. You know what I mean? And you make it mesh. You know what I mean? And it just looks fantastic. You know, so yeah. So
I try to avoid I've been trying to. The whole challenge this year was integrate in some real, if it's trees or ground, but create as much of it as possible. So I'll use my base, might be some faux ground and faux grass that I got from the train shop. The main things where Godzilla's standing or something's going to, and even I use a lot of foam core for the ground.
Sure.
Later, I know I'm going to add some texture to it in Photoshop. The skies are always very primitive for me. I do have some backgrounds of skies, but rarely do I have to do a lot to get a background in place. I use a gray piece of foam core, and so a lot of my shots are very tight right now. Next year, I'm going to get wider and more expansive and get back to dioramas. But this year has been a learning, just how to take a certain type of shot. Also, thinking about where is the shot going to be used? Am I going to need to do another toy box? So I need to really think about dimensions and scale and like what are you actually going to see? And
sure.
So I'm thinking that way too, and that's that end goal.
Cool. All right. So let's move on with the next shot. Okay, so this one comes up from Bro Hap Fan 08. Okay, so I believe this is like one of his first ones. This is a rough one, guys. Okay, so I understand what you're going with here. Okay, so clearly you're trying to composite a background with your figure. Okay, because I'm guessing you don't have the necessary props to make this. Okay, so you're going the Photoshop route. But the thing though is that it just like number one. Yeah, like the scaling is really off and things. Your background is really blurry and things. So it just you know what I mean? There you need to you got to work on it. Yeah. I mean, I'm not the person to speak to about Photoshop and things, but yeah, I would I don't know. What do you, John? Well, your experience in this. So what would you do here if with minimal stuff here if you wanted to pull something like this off?
This is how I started. 6 years ago, monitor, figure in front of it. And I would spend a lot of time looking for backgrounds that had the right angles, things or whatnot. But at this stage, what I would do, look for the right angle if you're going to do buildings. Since it's the holiday time, Christmas time, get some Christmas lights. You can get that blue and that green to kind of cast on the figure. Just work on lighting, matching the lighting of the background, or getting and I like the idea of the depth of field, but you want to find a photo that's in the right perspective,
yes,
correct scale, and get those lights, and get something in front of Godzilla, get something in the in the foreground, get some
depth of field, right?
Depth of field, because you can use those backgrounds very effective. I mean, you all do, you can use those background images beautiful, well, if you just have to keep working on it, just keep experimenting and work on those the angles, get something in front.
So you can only go up from here, Jonathan. Okay, so just create like more of a depth, and like even too, like if you can get like little boxers or stuff like that, you know what I mean, and then just put them in front of Godzilla, you know what I mean, to show that there's something there, like there's a scale, like just to give it some scale and things. And do find a background that will match the the angle of him and things, you know what I mean, because this just it's and also too, like the scaling it just totally off and stuff. So like I know what you're trying to do, but it just doesn't mesh well. Yeah.
Even if you're, well, I understand that he wants this background, but it's hard for him to find a background that is perfect without Godzilla or Kong in shot. But I think that, if his background is like this, probably he has to move Godzilla to angle the picture instead.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Just bring it over and just,
Yeah,
Sure.
if you can't find the right picture with the angle, you adjust your angle. You adjust the figure's
Yeah.
angle. 'Cause that's the one that you have control with.
Yes.
And like we were discussing, like Patrick said, actually good Photoshop is hard. It's hard work. So
Yeah.
one of the things that you should look at, other than matching the angle, is matching the color. Obviously, is matching the
Mhm.
blacks, because that's the first thing that I noticed. Like if you look at the black parts of the picture, it's not really zero black, and Godzilla is much darker than the picture behind him. So it really stands out that he's been photoshopped in the picture. So you have to notice all those details and match all the levels of the colors so that they'll blend properly.
Sure. Yeah.
And maybe even in a shot, bring Godzilla closer, so you
Yeah,
get
so it
his
looks
face, so it
larger.
looks
Yeah.
more in
Yeah.
scale.
You don't have to
Yeah.
take him like his whole body. You know what I mean? Like you
Right.
can. You know what I mean? You can come a little bit closer, and thanks to the shot. So yeah, cool. All right. Anything else, or can we move on here? I think that's pretty much it. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So Jonathan, you can only go up from here. Okay, buddy. So keep grinding. Okay, Jacob Zilla 25. Okay, so it's too. I don't know if he's using a filter for
Yeah,
Is he using a filter?
probably is.
I guess
Yeah, I
it
think it's
probably
using a
is, right?
filter.
Yeah. So yeah, because this it's just way too oversaturated, you know what I mean? So yeah. Um if you want two figures facing off, okay, you need to consider the angle and the depth, okay? And also too, I mean, Kong here, he's not really looking at Shin Godzilla.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, instead of like having it like this, like, angle it, give it a Dutch angle, create some depth. I mean, these buildings here that are right in front of them, they're too right there. They're right against them, right? Give them, bring them out a little bit more. You know what I mean? So, which is what I would do and things.
And the thing is that
So,
usually if you have sorry, I'm so sorry, Harold, man. I mean,
Go
if
ahead,
let's say
ahead.
if you have two characters looking off at each other, no matter what you do, right, the head has. I mean, both of them have to look at each other eye to eye. That is the only
Mhm.
way. So no matter how you place them, as long as their eyes are looking at each other, it will make sense, right?
Yes. Yeah, totally.
Exactly.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
they have
like,
to
yeah.
look eye to eye. Yeah.
Yeah, they have to look. They have to appear like they're looking at each other. You know what I mean? And right here, I mean, Shin Godzilla looks like he's looking at Kong, but not Kong. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, John, anything to add about this photo here?
Sure. This is a very interesting style. It feels like a comic book.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like, so there's a lot of creative things that could be done here that might not fit a traditional photo, Photoshop that we think of. But
Mhm.
those buildings, I mean, you could do things with cut paper or that are very flat. Just bring those buildings up, get more depth or a sense
Yes.
of depth. It has an interesting appeal. It just makes me think of like it's a comic book panel. You could do a series of them. But again, work those angles. But this has a lot of potential conceptually as a an interesting approach.
Yeah. Yeah. So like looking at his background, it feels like his figures are like right against the background. So like if he can just move it away from the figures a little bit more. Yeah. And he's using the cotton too to try and assimilate like that smoke debris and things. For me personally, it's too white and it's too right against the figures. Just move them away, maybe thin it out a little bit more. Also too, like what you want to do, like if you think about monsters thrashing in a city, they're going to create that debris, but that debris is that smoke debris is never going to be white. It's going to be like grayish or something like that. It's going to be dirty and things like that, right?
Yeah.
So I have a bag where I have I take sand from outside, like dirt, throw it in, and then just mix it and stuff like that. And then that's what I use in my shots for like for something like this, you know what I mean? Because like you don't want the cotton to be pure white, you know what I mean? It just throws it all off, you know. So that's what I would do, Jacob.
Hey, the sand idea is a good idea, man.
Yeah, that's what I do. Like I get sand and stuff like that, and then I just I dirty it up. So I'm actually getting red sand.
Take my cotton and I just tear it apart, spray it and tear it apart. Oh my god, it's so dirty to work with, man.
But the thing though is like with doing that, like I do that too, Patrick. But the thing though is like you can still see the white inside it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but if you dirty it up and stuff like that, it goes right into it, and like you just keep like you have the bag and you're just doing this. You know what I mean? So it mixes in. You know, so actually, speaking of that, I mean, I've got red sand coming in because I'm gonna use that for my Godzilla Ultima shots. You know what I mean? Because I tried spray painting the cotton and stuff like that, but it's just not red enough, and like you can still see the whiteness deep within inside the cotton. So just get red sand. And then just like mesh it in and stuff like that, and then it'll have like that deep red, you know. So yeah, so just watch for it when I do it, you know. Yeah. So but Jacob's been coming along pretty well, you know what I mean. So yeah, so good on you, buddy. So anything else to add, guys?
Also, this makes me think of a box, you know, almost like you know, looking into a shoe box, and you know, range. Think of depth, you know, each layer, the buildings, the smoke, just envision the space between them, almost set it up inside. Think of setting it all up within a box, and the scale they should be, and how much depth do you have to try to create with light and smoke and all those things to feel like a cityscape or battles. It's a challenge.
Yeah, I know. And also too, I mean, I've seen a lot of Jacob's shots already, and he's using the same background constantly. Try and get different backgrounds, you know what I mean? And clearly this is a printout, you know what I mean? Try and get different printouts, and then experiment with those, you know what I mean? So like, because if you're using the same background all the time, you're gonna get stuck having to use the same light all the time, you know what I mean? Yeah, and you don't want to get stuck there, you know what I mean? You want to expand and stuff like that, you know what I mean? So like, so try that. Even try like just a clear sky background, you know what I mean? So nothing with anything in the back too, because then that gives you the freedom to try and do, you know, different angles and stuff like that, instead of having to, you know, do a specific shot because that's in the background and stuff like that. So you feel like you're kind of forced to do that, you know what I mean? So I would do that. Yeah. Okay. So anything else to add, anybody? No?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's move on. Okay, so Dogosaurus Rex. He's been coming along quite nicely. I've seen a couple of his shots. He's been doing some really good shots. Now, a couple things that stand out to me here is I like the color, like the lighting and stuff like that. I don't feel like there's enough lighting. Yeah. I don't feel like there's enough white light though, you know. Yes. So and whenever you're using colors, okay, so like you got to remember that your shot always has to have some white light to offset the colors, you know what I mean, or else it'll just be overly saturated, you know. And also too, I mean, he's using like the table, you know what I mean. So if you want to sell this a little bit more, I mean, he's got some of these buildings here. Try moving these buildings right to the, you know, to the front, you know what I mean, to cover up this area here. Or you can use, you know, like the debris and things. Like another thing that you could do too is you could go to a pet store, and you know the little rocks that
right,
the fish
the
tanks
aquarium
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Get those and then just like dump it right onto your ground, and there you got like debris and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Just to cover cover up the whole ground and things, you know. So pretty much it. That's what I would do.
Or go low and get rid of the table altogether.
Exactly.
You know?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Or like help, or use the buildings to help get rid of those. Like you can do two things at once too, you know. So that's the thing. Yeah. Anything else to add? Anybody?
I maybe even consider lowering the point of view. You know, maybe a more worm's eye. Come down and look up on the shot, so you don't so you get a little more drama.
Sure.
You have all these incredible kaiju, and even whichever the central monster is, arrange the others in such a way that kind of pointing in some kind of line that's driving the eye to one particular action or character.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because I've done shots like this. Like, so Godzilla's is looking in this direction. So instead of having Rodan here, you can either put him here, like like off to the side, and then just almost like creeping into the shot, or even Gigan, because he's out of all these guys, he's more of the threat. You know what I mean? So like, if he's like the most threatening one there, I would put him squaring off against Godzilla. So yeah, and then just like, I don't know, maybe I think he's trying to assimilate like that what's it called, the Final Wars, like when they're all trying to gang up on him and things, and like he karate chops all of them.
This is very creative, because it just gives me ideas. I mean, if you pick one or three, kind of do odd numbers, maybe several of them could be far enough back that you just see their shadow.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then you as you get in, you apply the light to just three or one, so you can get a sense more there.
Yeah.
This is good.
Like also too, like you got to remember, you don't have to have all the figures in focus. You in any shot, you need to have one particular character where it has to be the main focus. Okay, so clearly you want Godzilla to be the main focus here. You know what I mean? So work on him, and then use the other characters to help support the framing and the storytelling that you're trying to do. So they don't all have to be in the same, be the same the same focus. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's what I would do. Like what you were saying, John.
Carol, you just said a keyword, story. It made me think of storyboarding. You can draw out your shot before you, plan your shot out. If you got to thumbnail it, and think about the composition, where you want everything to go, and just keep shooting and set it up, and retry something new, and just keep shooting and see till you get the best shot out.
Also, what I do a lot too is like, like I get my inspirations for shots and stuff from comic books, art books, and stuff like that. And they're always, and I study the compositions. I study like where things are around Godzilla. So you want to try and mimic those. I mean, if you look at the IDW series, with Matt Frank, so like there's a ton of panels in that comic series where Godzilla's squaring off against multiple characters and stuff, right? So look at those comic books, study those, study how like the angles are, study how like how Matt Frank does the compositions and stuff like that, to give you more of an idea how you can set up this shot better.
That's a great idea. That's really good.
Yeah.
I've been looking at his other shots, and I think he's been doing a great job like separating the figures from the background, because here you can see the shadows in the wall. So, but in his other shots, I mean he's been doing a good job separating the figures from the background. It's just here that I guess it's hard working with a group with a lot of figures. Look who's here!
Look who's here! What's
going
on, brother?
Sorry, I'm a bit light.
So you are back home in Indonesia, right?
Yes, I'm back home in Indonesia.
You're not late. You're on Indonesian time, right?
No, I was just I was just cleaning the house a little bit, so I got really tired.
Cool. All right.
Well, nice to clean.
Well, it's clean, but
and
you know what I
boxes
mean.
to throw away.
That's what I showed you guys yesterday, sir. Look.
Damn.
Oh.
Guess who poisoned him? Me.
I just shot that the other day. That's great.
If you guys look back at episode 1, okay, when we were talking about figures and stuff like that, Akira clearly said, "I don't like statues. I'll never buy statues." What happened, Akira?
Famous last words.
It's irresistible.
Famous last
Yes. Yeah. That's awesome. Welcome to the X Plus world, brother. I mean, once you get that first X Plus, it's, you start looking
The
at the
rest are
other X
coming.
Pluses and stuff and things. And now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I got like 5 of them. You know what I mean? I've got another one on its way. I got the Godzilla the Ride one coming too. And
Oh
things.
yeah.
So man, yeah, we just
me
lost
too,
that one.
actually. I got Godzilla the Ride coming in.
Yeah, that's gonna be.
You know, remember I told you
Oh, that's
about
gonna be a
I
fun.
bought-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so happy that X Plus opened up more pre-orders, because I was bummed out like they didn't, you know what I mean? Because like when you showed me you got it, I was like, God damn it, Akira, I wanted that. I was like, oh, okay, now I got it. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, but I don't know. I think I'm gonna stay with the standard. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, the Rick is beautiful and stuff like that, but like, I don't like what the thing about like these Ricks, like if they do a light up, you know what I mean, then the mouth should be opened, you know what I mean, because if he's lighting up, then that's because he's getting ready to fire his atomic breath, you know what I mean. It kind of irks me like when they do like light up ones, and you know what I mean, and like his mouth is not open, you know what I mean. So like the Yuji Sakai sculptors, the Godzilla 2002, I skipped out on the Rick because of that, you know what I mean. So I just stayed with the standard, So that's the thing. Yeah. John, which one are you getting?
I have on pre-order the it's a standard for the Ride, and I'm looking forward to the new Yuji Sakai. What is it? The 89. I think it's it's coming. Yeah, I think it's 89 or 91.
It's 91.
91. Oh,
Yeah.
I have too much on backward. I did just get the maquette. I do have it right here. Yeah. Just the standard.
Oh. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, the detail is phenomenal.
Beautiful.
Yes.
So I'm looking forward to shooting this, but
Cool.
I've lost track.
Very, very cool.
Also,
Yeah.
when I real pre-order, I was afraid to look at my email. This
Cool.
bill's coming.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I wasn't gonna get it, and then John showed that to me. I think I just got poisoned, guys.
Resistance is futile.
Yeah. All right. So let's move on. Okay. So Dogosaurus, yes. Keep going, brother. Keep grinding. Okay. Okay. So this is Goji Guru. Okay. I like this. Couple things that could be adjusted here. Okay. Akira, since you're late coming to the party, why don't we start with you?
I think the posing, Ultraman posing, the punching, could be a little bit more exaggerated.
Yes. Mhm.
A little bit more twisted, and non-punching arm, maybe you make it like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like his hand is cut off. You know what I mean. So like if you
Yeah.
end his elbow, you know what I mean. So to get that in shot. But like
Yeah.
I like how good that Ghidorah is like trying to bite at his other arm. You know what I mean. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, but like if you give it more like of a Go ahead, Akira. Go.
So the left head of the Ghidorah is good because now you're not trying to bite the arm, but the right one is not even looking at Ultraman. You know what I mean? The eyesight, it's a bit off. If you can see it properly. He's looking on the shoulder. So maybe just fix that. Otherwise, it's not bad. The one getting punched is good. I like the detail on the tongue. The tongue camera, or is the blood?
Mhm. I would see what with this Ultraman figure, you're capable of like, exaggerating his
Yeah.
Okay.
you know what I mean? So like it's too toyish, you know what I mean? You want to give, if you think about anatomy, you know what I mean? So like when you're like, you do it yourself, like you're punching, you're uppercutting something, you know what I mean? So like your torso here is gonna be bent like that, you know what I mean? So that's what he needs to do, like to show like he's putting force into his uppercut, you know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah.
The torso is too straight. Right.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, that's what I was trying to say. Yeah, the torso's too straight. So like if you
Superman.
if you adjust think about anatomy, like if you also too, like if you're gonna be doing a shot like this, guys, like do the pose yourself, you know what I mean? Throw those punches yourself and observe like how your body moves, you know what I mean? Like how, you know what I mean? So like how your movement of your body is, you know what I mean? And then try to mimic that with the figure, you know? So other than that, I mean, this would be a really nice shot, and if he could, take that into account, it would be much better. Yeah. Okay. Anything else, guys?
I like the background too. I mean,
I like the background. I like the foreground too, like the building here too, which is really nice.
Yeah. Yes.
And things. So yeah, this is pretty good. Yeah.
It would have been interesting if the other head, instead of biting his arm, was around his waist or coming around, if it could somehow get Ultraman almost up, turned in to the body a little bit. So when he is coming up, but you can get that head kind of coming around the waist a little bit.
Yeah.
Like
but it's kind of hard because like this Ghidorah figure, like you can only turn his neck so much, you know what I mean? Where it just starts looking awkward, you know what I mean? So I that's what I feel that he was struggling with here, you know what I mean? Because this particular figure, like it's hard to, like it's got these figures, but like to get them like in those really good angles and stuff like that, it's kind of hard with this figure without the joint popping off and things.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we're pretty good. Alrighty, so let's see. So props to these guys for putting their work out for some of their constructive criticisms. Yeah, compassion, mad respect. Oh, thank you, Joey. Thank you very much. All right, so
That's the idea.
Yeah, that's the idea, man. We put up this for you. I mean, even though we're Titan masters, but we're always learning ourselves. You know what I mean? We don't know everything. You know what I mean? We're learning along with you guys too. You know what I mean? So, but clearly we've been doing this more than you guys. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? We're still learning ourselves. So
Definitely.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
In progress.
Yes, sir. All right. So, this one. To sell this a little bit more. The buildings, he should try coloring the buildings, okay? Because you know what I mean. Like I understand like what he's going for here and things, you know what I mean. But if you don't, cause clearly he doesn't have a lot of things to work with. You know, he's only working with what he has. You know, so I like this. Okay, so this is really nice. Like the lighting effect. He made his own custom beam for the fire and things. This is pretty creative and things, you know what I mean? So this part is okay. I would just I would color the buildings too, and there's just way too much dead space here, you know what I mean? So if he could maybe zoom in a little bit more, you know what I mean? But then instead of zooming in more, then you're gonna have to lose some of the frame here. So then maybe move this over here a little bit, you know what I mean? And then try and keep this, and then maybe play with the depth, you know what I mean? So put these buildings in the foreground and then a little bit more in the background in here. So that way, like you can cut this out, you know what I mean? And then, am I making sense to you guys?
Yes, or he can probably cut the top off and make it into a landscape photo. He will probably, but for me, it's nice. Everything looks good, man. The composition is very nice.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, like
Yeah.
And you don't even have to like be precise on the painting of the buildings. Maybe some people would hear paint and then, oh no, I'm not a good painter. Just put like
Yeah.
a black wash, research on
Mm.
black
Yeah,
wash.
yeah.
It's basically, it's not something that you need a lot of skill with. You just
Mm.
water down the black paint and just brush away, and then it'll fill up those gaps and put some like outlines, instant
Yes,
outlines,
yes,
and
yes.
dirty up the building. And since this is a photo of destruction, you're not gonna worry about being too precise with your painting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
good point. Yeah, this is a Photoshop dream right here. Just to go in and add the textures and things.
Yeah. I did this shot
This is great.
ages ago. Like I even made my own diorama for this. I like in my first year in 2017, I think it was. I got to go back to this shot. So yeah, like with what I know now and things. Yeah. I'm itching to do it actually. Yeah. So anything else, guys?
This is great. I love the composition.
Yeah. So I can't pronounce that. Anyways, yeah, just keep grinding. Okay, very good. Alrighty. All right, let's move on. Okay, so this is Goji Junkie. I like this, but I don't feel like, like the snake is a bit small. You know what I mean? Like compared to Kong. I mean, I know what he's going for here, but how about trying to just turn it around? Have Kong be the defender, and then like the snake coming in to the frame
Yeah.
more, like using like the shapes of the frame and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Instead of being the snake the main focal point. You know what I mean? Because see, the thing is with the snake doesn't take up as much of the frame as Kong will. You know what I mean? So I would just switch that around. What do you
Right.
think?
There's too little of Kong too.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
yeah. So I would switch it around. Have Kong be the main focus instead of the snake, and then you can have the snake in the foreground, and then just I think that snake is bendy and stuff like that, where you can like bend them and things like that. So like use like the shapes and stuff like that, to give it like even like to help have the snake frame Kong a little bit. You know what I mean? Like if he's coming into the into the frame and like Kong's facing off with the axe, that I think that would be a little bit better, and then it would fill up the dead spaces a little bit more instead of having the snake here. Yeah. So anything to add, Akira? What do you think of this one? Hello,
Akira's muted.
Akira's muted.
Yep,
He's
yep.
thinking.
You're breaking up a little bit, so that's why I muted.
Oh,
Trying
I
to
see.
catch.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, I think
All right.
where the body of the snake is touching the water, you probably need cotton or something to show that he's actually swiping through the water.
It's in
That's number
contact.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah.
And also,
Cool.
if Kong weren't to be holding the axe, I think he could easily disappear into the mountains because of his color. There is no separation.
Yes. Yeah. So
Love the background. I like this.
He does have cotton
Yeah, like,
for Kong's appearance, though. Yeah.
yeah. He put it there for Kong, but he didn't put it for the snake.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Or probably
Yeah.
he's trying to eliminate the snakes moving slow. It's so slow that it's like,
yeah.
could be possible as well. Yeah.
But like remember, like if you look at the two figures, which one's gonna fill up the frame more? It's Kong,
Yeah,
not
yeah,
the
Kong,
snake.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So I would just flip it around. You know what I mean? To have him more like he's fending off, and like you could have Kong pose like oh shit, he sees the snake, so he raises his axe and stuff like that, and then like use the snake, like in the foreground, coming like this, and then the head like sticking up like that. That would sell this photo a lot more, in my opinion. Yeah. Alrighty, Goji Junkie. All right, so can we move on?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Okay, so Majinzilla _YT. I like what he's going for, but it's just too blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, too blue.
But I like the whole composition, though. It looks very nice, though.
Mhm.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would. Yeah. it's too blue.
Just
you know
change
what I
the
mean?
background.
So change the background a little bit, and then like maybe use like a warm background and stuff, and then like
Yeah.
having like warmer lights and stuff, and then you're simulating like the explosion stuff here. So then like have some light, you know, spill onto Godzilla that there's an explosion there too, and like this. I don't know if you would want this effect piece here. The thing is because he's shooting this way, but then like this, like it's going boom, like it's not matching. You understand? So like
Yep.
if this were to like
the direction.
yeah, so like this needs to go up this way a little bit more, because this is like the impact, like like the thing. So like the beam would be. Do you understand?
On the center, on the effect.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So but it's going off like this, but then it's coming up like that. It doesn't really make a lot of sense. Yeah.
I like
So,
the water though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's nice.
that's cellophane.
Mhm.
Yeah. Anything to add here, guys?
Maybe a little. I would maybe consider some visual activity in the top right. Maybe some
Yeah,
jets
just
coming in or
fill up-
something,
yeah,
or
to fill up
clouds,
this
just
area
somewhere.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
Or even like to you can put a sun
Mhm.
behind have a lamp here, you know what I mean, just to frame him a little bit more, you know what I mean. So you could do that, and so, but you would have to change the entire background and stuff. So yeah, so just little adjustments there for you, Mangazilla. Okay,
That's great.
anything else to add, boys?
What's
I'm
what's
I'm actually very inspired by this picture, though.
Say again.
I'm very inspired by this picture. Actually, I kind of like the angle and the setup. It looks very nice, and I'm trying to recreate this. But I think I might, man.
right?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Something that's confusing me though is the building in the water? Is the foreground building?
I was about to mention that too. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
like-
think he's just trying to, like, this is a dock. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah, that's a
you
dog.
need you need something there a little bit more. You know what I mean? Because it looks like it's like right on the water.
Right.
So
Yes.
yeah.
Reminds me of a new interpretation of the Destroy All Monsters when Godzilla comes to New York. And he's
Mhm.
the,
Oh yeah. I know which one you're talking about. And then he fires his beam at the
Yeah.
UN. Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
Cool. Yeah. So I remember that video that Harold is referring to. I watched that diode tutorial for one of my shots. Oh, thank you, Jam. Thank you. Alrighty. That was like in the early days when I was, you know what I mean? I was like putting out stuff, creative stuff and things. I don't do that much these days anymore because I think I've like said everything, So yeah. So let's move on.
Oh.
Jalapeno Customs.
Mm.
This I would change. You need to think about composition and the angling, because he's roaring, but he looks like he's sitting down, and there's not enough white light here. Okay, because
Yeah.
Kong, like if you squint your eyes, okay, and you're looking at this photo, you can't see Kong because of everything else in the background. You know what I mean? He almost looks like this kind of reminds me like Predator, you know what I mean? Like when
Right.
Arnold Schwarzenegger's like
Blending
right
in,
against, you know what I mean? So
Right.
it kind of reminds me
Hiding.
of that, you know what I mean? But like, yeah,
It looks like
it's-
Biolante here, right?
yeah, sort of. Yeah. So you kind of want to you want to make your figure stand out a little bit more. Okay. So like there's too much of one color here. You know what I mean? So you need a little bit more. You need some white to offset the colors, and I'm not sure what he wants to sell here. Like it's not clear to me like what you're trying to convey. Like what's the story here you're trying to show here. So how do you feel? How do you feel about this, guys?
I would consider something in the foreground, whether it's leaves or something, like you're looking down, catching Kong in in his, I don't know, in his lair, but something
Yeah.
like you're like peeking down through if it's rocks or something, like it's a hole,
Sure.
you're looking down, something that creates an extra layer of depth.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, that would make it more interesting. Yeah, if you would have something in the foreground here, like you know what I mean? So like just to frame them up a little bit more, and then if you could add like some like animals or humans and stuff like that, you know, so then just to give it more some scale, you know, so it would probably help sell this, you know what I mean? But this by itself, it doesn't really, it's not selling it, you know what I mean? So yeah. So Alan, anything to add about this one, Alan?
Yeah, actually, I'm a bit confused on what angle are we looking at? Are we looking
Yeah, like
down
yeah,
or
like I think he's sitting down like on a tree bark or something, like on grass or whatever, you know what I mean? So
Mhm.
yeah, it's not really clear, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, so think about like what Kong would be doing, you know what I mean? Like how would he
Right.
be, like he's roaring and stuff like that. So like if he's gonna be roaring, like he's getting ready to fight, you know what I mean? He wouldn't be sitting on his ass like that, you know what I mean? So
Right.
like he'd be like in a battle stance post and things. So, you know, consider like what the character would be doing in a situation like this. How would he be
Actually,
posed? How
yeah.
would he be standing and stuff? Yeah.
Actually, this shot
Patrick?
might work if his arms were to be holding this part here and then like shouting this way. You know, it will work if his hand is holding like this. You know, like
Oh, like if he's like on the edge of
yeah. I mean, it will work if his
like at the
arms
edge of
are
a mountain.
yeah.
That could
Much, it's much
work,
better
but
than
then
this way.
you'd have to have a way to like convey that like he's on the edge, you know what I mean? Like he's climbing on a mountain or whatever, you know what I mean? So yeah, and then just angle it a bit, you know what I mean? So yeah, that could work actually, Patrick. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else, guys?
Yeah. As you mentioned, I think need a little bit of white light because it's too green.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everything is like sort of together, and yeah, everything is on focus too. That doesn't really help much.
Yeah, because like
Yeah.
if you squint your eyes, Kong disappears. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
there's no separation here really.
There's no
Yeah.
separation.
Yeah. So
Oh, I think I know what Kong is doing now. He's not sitting down.
no?
So he's actually doing one of those one leg up while screaming.
Oh, so,
You know what I mean? So
I don't
one
get
of
it.
his legs
Leg
is
is
like
leaning. Is leaning on something.
yeah.
ah,
So he's doing one of these. I don't know sure if I can do Godzilla one, but it goes like this. You know what I mean?
I
It's
see.
doing one of these
Okay.
bad boy
Uh,
thing. But because we don't see the background really clearly, so we don't know what's going on. So maybe move back a little bit. You know what I mean? Show us what's going on because we don't know
Right.
what
yeah,
Kong
because it
is
looks
on.
like he's sitting down. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
the thing. It looks like he's sitting down. You know. And you cut
Yeah.
his foot out too, you know what I mean? So that's the thing. Okay. Yeah, just play around with that jalapeno, all right? And yeah, just keep grinding, okay? So you can only go up from here. Okay?
Okay, guys. By the
Anything
way,
else to add,
guys.
guys? Yeah.
Yep. Sorry, guys. Well, I gotta go to work now. I'll see you guys soon.
Oh, take care,
Oh,
Patrick.
okay, brother.
See you.
Bye.
Nice to see you
Okay,
again, John.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you. Have a good one.
Bye.
Patrick.
Bye. See you
All right,
guys.
Patrick.
Bye,
Have
Ellen.
a
Bye,
great day.
Akira. Bye,
All right,
Errol.
take
All
care,
right.
brother.
See you.
Yo,
Okay.
I'll,
So see you next week. Okay,
I'll
we
be
got
in the
the
comments,
Kaiju
yeah.
Carnage next week. Yeah. Cool.
Awesome.
safe
Bye.
drive.
Safe drive, brother.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Okay. So let's move on. So this is Akira Nandos.
Cool.
I like the posing. Just I don't know. Maybe he could just give it more of a Dutch angle just to fill up this, and then maybe find a way to not cut his arm off too much here. So
Yeah, I think it's more of a composition thing.
Yeah.
it's a composition thing, yeah.
Mhm.
So
I would go down a little bit. You know what I mean? Just show more of the Gundam
Mhm.
more than the
Yeah.
sky.
Mhm.
mhm. Yeah, show more the Gundam more than the sky. Yeah. So I would I mean he's got his shield. Why not just get one of his swords, have him in his hand, you know what I mean? Like just like he's doing that, you know what I mean? Like with the sword,
Yep.
you know, instead
Yep.
of just having it like that, you know what I mean? It would be more it would be more dramatic if he has a sword in his hand and like having the blade going up this way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think it would make more sense for this kind of pose. Yeah. So, anything else, guys? What do you think?
I love the lighting. I mean, I like other than the composition, it's I love it.
Yeah, I feel like this is composed. This is composed in. This is not, because I can see like some of it here on his shoulder and things and stuff. So, yeah. All right. I mean, you could do this tangibly. You know what I mean? Like, you don't need to have a Photoshop background. You can do this tangibly, and then I think if you do it tangibly, you would have like a more of an easier time to like just compose it a little bit better. Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah. So, alrighty. So, anything else to add, boys?
That's it. Yeah, I think you covered it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Okay. So Goji Junkie. Okay. So we got 2 shots from Goji Junkie. I didn't realize that. But anyways, I looked at this. The reasons why I picked this one. I mean, Shin Godzilla. I mean, I love Shin Godzilla. But whenever you're doing a shot with any figure, you want your figure to be in shot and be the main focus here. You know what I mean? And also too, like with this Shin Godzilla figure, he's capable of being posed in such a interesting way using his tail. I mean, that's to me, his tail is one of the strong points. You know what I mean? So take advantage of that. You know what I mean? With this particular figure, take advantage of the posability of any figure. You know what I mean? To sell the shot better, because here the way he's posed, it's pretty bland. It's pretty boring in my opinion. So and because the way he's posed like that, I mean, he's trying to get more of the figure in shot, but then like he's got like this light here is shining on Shin Godzilla. Like he's trying to mimic that lighting, like when he lights up, but it's going right against the cotton here. You know what I mean? And I think this is the fourth form. So instead of having the light coming from this direction, put the light directly behind him, and that would sell more this part over here, and then move this further back. I want to show you a shot that I did with this particular figure to highlight what I mean. Okay, so this is my shot right here. Okay, so by using the figure's ability to pose, I can bring that character in a little bit more, and then actually use some of his body parts for composition and things. You know what I mean? So this would sell a lot more than just as opposed to this. So that's what I would do with Shin Godzilla. Like because see, like if you're trying to get his whole body in, then you need to put more stuff into the scene and things, you know what I mean? But like all this is just I don't know, it's kind of mucky and things and stuff, and then you got a little bit of too much dead space over here and things. What do you think, Akira?
Oh, mute again.
Say again?
Okay. You're absolutely right. I think this shot, this I think he's trying to make it like a painting.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not focusing too much on the figure itself.
Yeah.
But the thing is, because everything is in focus, and like I think it needs a little bit more light. So for us to be able to tell what's going on at this moment, like the picture looks very 2-dimensional. You know what I mean?
Yes. Mm-hmm. 2-dimensional. Mm-hmm.
2-dimensional, yeah. And it needs more light on the right hand side, as you pointed out.
Yes.
Probably helps with a little bit of more of an atmosphere as well to highlight the top left. Because it's too dark over there. You know what I mean? And there's a fire there, so if there's a little bit of atmosphere, that would help sell the composition a little bit more.
Right.
But as you said before, It's a toy photography, so the subject should be always be the main focus, I think.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, so think of ways to like bring your character to be the focus, okay? Because see, like in this shot here, I mean, I would do this a little bit more different now if I were to go back to this shot, you know what I mean? So like to fill up this part over here, like put helicopters or whatever, even more buildings and stuff like that. But this is what I'm referring to, you know what I mean? So you see, this has composition and stuff, you know what I mean? Then I'm using the light. I didn't have those cube lights at the time to do this, but I would do it for this shot right here, you know what I mean? So, so that's what I would do instead of like doing this. Yeah. Okay.
Right, you can create that, like, just take off the tail and just move it to the front a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do that too. Actually, for this shot, there was a shot that I did that I actually took the tail right off and then I brought it to the front and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So you could do that. You could cheat the shot to create that illusion. You know what I mean? So I mean, I didn't have to do it for this shot right here, but as you can see, like I'm using like these buildings in the foreground, and then I'm like using like a whole bunch of lights underneath. You know what I mean? Just to elevate it. So like this makes a lot more sense in terms of like the lighting and things too, and then here in the background too, like if the light is spilling to the background and stuff, so yeah, it's just that I didn't have at the time I shot this, I didn't have any Ulanzis or anything like that, so or else I would have like a light focus from right back here and stuff like that, and this would sell it a little bit more.
Yep.
Okay. Alrighty, so think of that, Goji Junkie. Okay, so yeah. All right, so Ritz17. I like I like this. A couple things that he could adjust a little bit more is maybe angle this monster a little bit more just to fill up this part over here, and then maybe just shift the positioning of this weapon instead of like this, because this kind of looks weird to me. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, it looks like he's stabbing it already.
Him. Yeah, it looks like he's jabbing him already. Yeah. So like just move it a little bit more, like if he's got like the blade in front. You know what I mean? That.
Yeah.
Anything else?
But nicely done.
Move the background a little bit back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's too right against him, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. But all this is good here and stuff like that. Like if you had maybe like a little bit more of shrubs, you can fill this up here and then fill this part over here too. Oh shit. And just to fill that part up, and then maybe like lean the monster a little bit more forward to, you know what I mean? Because to show that like he's trying to attack him, and then like, because this already looks like he's stabbing him, which we know he's not, you know what I mean? Because like there's quite a bit of distance here and stuff. But what do you think, guys?
I love the concept and the execution. Part of me feels like, well, maybe you're looking at the kaiju in the foreground as a Zaytone or something with his. If I could see his legs, like they were just open, and you were almost seeing just his leg, like he's just standing, and you're not, but you're just rotating him more and lifting him up. So like you said, so you can see the edge of the sword. Right. But this is cool though. I mean, otherwise, I think everything you said is spot on. Yeah. It's really good. All
right. So just make those little adjustments here that we mentioned, and I think this would sell this photo a little bit more. But I like this very much. I like the angle and stuff. You know what I mean? Just mind the posing a little bit and things, and I think you got a gold shot here. Alrighty. Okay, let's move on. So this is Edco. I can never pronounce names.
Edcrow.
This is Rathalos. I don't know much about Monster Hunter and things, but I like this. It's just he needs more light on it.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. But other than that, this looks pretty cool. You know what I mean? Like, but we want to see the figure a little bit more, just a little bit more light. You know what I mean? So, so yeah.
I think he's using screen as a background, and
Yes.
so it looks like one of those picture that you take against the sun. You know what I mean?
A
Yes.
silhouette.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So you always need
Something
More
to
You still
light.
need more light
bounce
because
it off.
that doesn't give enough light. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's the thing. Yeah.
Yeah, you can use like
Right.
white foam board or white poster board just to bounce it off.
Yes, to
back-
reflect it
back to the
back.
figure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But
Yeah, the
other than
composition
that, I
is
mean,
great. Yeah.
yeah, it's nice. You know what I mean? I just we
Mhm.
just need to see a little bit more light. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So we can see it more. You know.
Good
But
color.
other than that, I mean, in terms of like the composition and the posing of this guy, I mean, this, you know, he's captured the spirit of this creature. You know what I mean? So I like this a lot. It just needs a little bit more light. That's all.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. So let's move on.
Hmm.
So this is pretty cool. He
Mhm.
just needs to add he needs to add something over here, you know what I mean? Because like, you know what I mean? This
Yeah.
kind of
'cause,
throws it off for me right here. This,
yeah,
that
if-
space right here.
If you look
Yeah.
at the sky, the clouds don't really go that low because it's
Mhm.
Yeah.
you know it's moving
Yeah.
farther
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
So you need to cover
So-
that up.
Yeah.
Or if he really wants to do that
Grass,
illusion, he
mountain,
really needs to
so-
go really low.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes. Be
Yeah.
interesting at a truck or something coming down, like
Yeah.
coming down the road at
Or
you.
put like a tree, like
Yeah.
like right in the foreground, just to cover this part up here. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And things. But this is pretty. This is a charming photo. I like it.
Mhm.
You
It's
know,
very
it's just
classic. You know,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know much about. Is this an Ultraman character or?
Yes, it's an
What
Ultraman character.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Is he a good guy or a bad guy?
He's a good guy.
Oh, is he?
He's a good
Mhm.
guy.
Oh.
He's just a robot trying to fight the monsters.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Alrighty, cool. Yeah, see, like I don't know much about Ultraman and stuff. You know what I mean? So like, I get a kick out of these out of photos like this, especially characters that look like this. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
so yeah. But one thing I needed to put to show this here because like this kind of this, you know, it throws it off for me. So yeah, so just consider that. You know what I mean? Just fill up your frame, fill up your shot as much as you can and things. And like when you're using a background, especially with clouds, consider how those clouds are looking in the shot. You know what I mean? Maybe you need to go lower and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So yeah, because it really doesn't show like this is like the horizon. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
just cover that up with a rock here, you know what I mean, or with a tree right here in the foreground and stuff. So, and you got a gold shot here.
Mhm.
Yeah. Alrighty. Okay, guys. So now it's our turn, guys. The Titan Masters hot seat.
Hot seat.
Awesome.
Yes. Alrighty. Do you
Awesome.
like this title or do you think we need to change it? The hot seat.
I think it's all right.
You think it's
I don't know
alright?
if there's something in the universe that we can use. You know, somewhere in the Godzilla, is there a term that we can use like borrow?
Mm.
Hmm.
From Ultraman
barbecue
or
or
Godzilla,
Something.
atomic seat or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Or the court. I don't know, something about court. I don't know.
Mm.
Anyways, we'll think about it
I
later.
like hot seat too.
Yeah.
So
Put
this
your
is my
suggestions in
shot.
the comments, guys.
What-
Maybe you can
again,
ask
let's
the
see.
audience for some help.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, guys, what do you think we should name
We
this?
should call it, yeah.
Yeah, the hot seat.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so the hot seat. All right, guys. So guys, rip away, guys. This is my shot. Rip away. Go ahead.
Is this supposed to be? Are there supposed to be people in the foreground?
Yes. And like
Okay.
I don't know, man. I
Yeah.
was trying to get those people in focus and things, you know what I
Right.
mean?
Tough.
And yeah. Or else it would have sold this a little bit more, right? If I were to get the people,
Yeah.
gotten the people
I
more.
think
Yeah.
Right.
I think I told you Harold, if you're gonna do
Mm.
this type of shot, it's better if you do portrait instead of landscape.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, if you do portrait, I think you will get the people in focus a little bit.
Are
Mm.
these how big are these people? There's 112 people
They are
or smaller?
1 to 150.
The end scale, right?
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah, they're these guys right here. I
Yeah.
use these
Yeah, the
guys
N
right
scale.
here. Yeah, and scale ones.
so maybe they're too
know.
close to the camera, right?
She has to get
I
back.
think
further.
yeah, maybe they're too
Yeah.
close. Maybe I should have put them back a little
Yeah,
bit more.
and they'd be smaller too. They'd look smaller if you put them closer to Godzilla.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Mhm.
All right, because
I
I wanted to
think-
get like that. Go ahead.
I think he wanted to capture the movement and all that. Because if you put
Right.
it closer to Godzilla,
Yeah.
you know, you won't be able to get this dramatic. Like even though it's blurred, I can see some people running. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
There's
Yeah.
still a little bit of chaos.
Yeah, that's what I was
but
trying to
yeah,
go for. I was trying to go for the
Mhm.
chaos of the people and things, you know.
Mhm.
So, yeah,
I think the problem is that it just it's too blurred, and also the Godzilla doesn't look too big. So maybe you can put it up a little bit.
elevate them a little bit more.
Yeah, elevate him a little bit more because he's right on the above the knee height already. You know the people.
Yeah,
so
but
it
then I would
looks
have
like
to put
Godzilla is
have to push him a
submerged.
little back a little bit more so that his head doesn't
Mhm.
get cut off. Then
Yeah,
Yeah.
something
It's
like
tricky.
that. That's why I recommend landscape,
Lance,
so you don't have that
Portrait.
problem at all. Portrait. I mean,
Portrait.
So you don't have that
Portrait.
problem.
portrait.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll revisit this
challenge.
shot in portrait then, and I'll try to do those. Yeah,
It's always
Yeah,
a
give it a
challenge.
shot, man.
Mhm.
yeah.
You can
Cool.
also use if you're gonna put the camera or the figures that close to the camera, you could use bigger people too,
Mhm.
right? If you want them in that size.
Yeah. Okay, I'll give that a try. Yeah. So Sentry's in the comments. What's up, Sentry?
What up?
Yes.
Round
Alrighty. So
table.
next one.
Okay.
Oh, I love
So
this.
Patrick's not here.
This is great.
I like
Oh,
this
I already
shot a
told him
lot.
about this.
Yeah, you told him, and I would have told him the same thing. But also, too, what I would tell him: get rid of this pillar. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get rid of this. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because like he's already in frame here. You know what I mean? So you
Mhm.
don't need like an extra thing to block him. You know what I mean? And also, too, like if he would have had like these little lines to show like it's a balcony or whatever. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Because like you're right, what you said to him, Akira, like no house would be like this. Like there would be like shrubs and stuff like here. You know what I mean? It looks like you open the door and like you could like jump right off. You know what I mean? So maybe you want to sell like that that this is a balcony. You know what I mean? It's not like a house up high or
Right.
whatever. You know?
Yeah.
So yeah. But also too, what I was gonna mention to Patrick, he's clearly walking this way, so you don't need to have his tail here like that. You know what I mean? Just take that right out. You know what I mean? Because like he's walking like this, he's not going to have his tail like that the entire time when he's walking. You know what I mean? So that's the thing. But this is a really nice shot. I really like it. I've been wanting to do a shot like this for a while now. I just don't have the proper pieces and diorama for it and stuff. But this is what I would have done. But I would not have put that pillar there. Yeah,
Right.
and
Yeah,
you
I
know,
think-
take the tail. Don't pose the tail like that. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, the idea is great, but I think I just, you know, I think if he spent a little bit more time, he would have made
Mhm.
this so much better. Like the framing, it's like, you know, you can use the composition, the framing bit. If you put it on the center, if you centered it, it makes it a much
Right.
better composition. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you can use you know, the frame within the frame,
Mhm.
Mhm.
and then you see the floor is already pointing at Godzilla. You know what I mean? So
Right.
you know, you can use all that to frame,
Sure.
and you know, and that table on the right hand side is, you know, that's actually distracting. So you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So,
Sure.
you know, because there's nothing on the left, so it feels a little bit empty.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah, for me, it's like, you know, it's something that he could have made so much better if he just,
Mhm.
you know, not rushing.
Yeah.
But the idea is great, though.
It is.
Yeah. The
The
idea is
idea is
great.
great.
Yeah. just
Put
a
a
little
TV on the left side that's playing a
Yeah.
Godzilla movie. Yeah.
bit. Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
that's
too,
right.
like
Use
I
it
have
for-
like little cats, you know what I mean? You
Yeah,
can put like
yeah.
little cats here, like they're looking up to the
Right.
balcony, like holy shit, what's going on there? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Or like put a
or
cat,
even a person, right?
put
Yeah.
them on the seat, or or like have a person here, like oh my god, like they see like this, they look out and they see Godzilla, you know what I mean? So yeah, like if he had it, you know what I mean? I know he's got human figures, he could have done that, you know? So
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
great. It was a great concept.
yes,
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, this is a great example of using different scale. You know what I mean?
hmm yeah.
This is
What
really
do you
good.
think of Joey Chapman's suggestion?
That's awesome.
Destroy all masters.
Oh,
For
I
the-
like
for
it.
this
Destroy
section.
all
Yeah.
masters. Yes. Destroy.
We
all
might be able to
masters.
be using this. We might be able to use that. That's one so
Thank
far.
you, Joey. That's awesome. Destroy all
That's
masters.
awesome.
That's all. That's wicked. Destroy all. Or how about destroy all Titan masters?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Destroy all Titan masters. All right. Cool. I like it. Thank you, Joey. You are awesome. Thank you.
That's great.
Alrighty. Okay.
Oh man, I love it.
I love the posing of this, Alan,
Mhm.
and things. I know what you're going for here. There's a Matt Frank drawing where Ultraman is wrestling Godzilla, and he looks
Right,
just
yeah.
like this. You
Oh,
used
That's what
Mazinga
I was
here.
referring to. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been wanting to do a shot like that, but I haven't gotten around to it. Now this is not your fault, Alan, but it's just like the eye lines and stuff like that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like you can never get it to match. So this is not your fault there. You know what I mean? What I would do though is just like you had people here, like maybe like have like populate this a little bit more, like with people. You know what I mean? So
Right.
making sure because like you don't like if I hadn't have told you, like you probably wouldn't know that there's a person there. You know what I mean? So maybe
Yeah.
like populate more along this, like from the mid back and up. You know what I mean? So just and then just show them like there's people watching this wrestling event
Yeah.
going on. So yeah.
Although
just
the
that.
poster also didn't have that. Godzilla wasn't looking at Ultraman too in the poster, so
Mm.
I didn't mind.
Yeah,
it too much.
yeah, you're right. Now that I think about it, you know what I mean. But it would help, like if they would,
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe just move the head a little bit more, look like he's looking down at him
Right.
like that, like you don't
Yeah.
really see his eyes. It conveys that like he's like got him like that. You know what I mean? So, but like with this, I mean, there's only so much you can do with this figure in terms of like the head movement and stuff like that. So, yeah. But this is cool. I like it, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love the color.
Yeah. Alrighty.
Yeah, I like it.
Anything
too,
to add,
actually.
boys?
I like it too, actually. Before, when I saw it, you remember how I told you, Alan? I
Yeah.
couldn't see what's going on. But now it's clearer.
Yeah.
So I like this.
Actually, yeah, the one that I showed you in the chat was a wider shot where you could see the soldiers. So,
Mhm.
but yeah, but I had this one
Cool.
too.
Cool.
That's awesome.
Okay.
Ooh.
Now, you need
This is Akira.
there's an
right?
explosion here.
Isn't it
Yeah,
here?
this is
Yeah.
Akira's. There's an explosion right here, but there's no light spilling onto him from below. So, like,
Yeah.
Akira, do you have these? Can you here? I'm gonna show. Do you have these lights here? Do you have these?
Yeah. I just bought them.
Oh, you just
Just
bought
bought
them.
them.
Okay, yeah. So if you just put it like right under him, that would sell it
Yeah.
a little bit more. Yeah.
That's the.
So
Nice. Nice
Yeah.
lights.
yeah. So, but I like the framing. I like the moon and things.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So yeah, just like the lighting, like the explosion stuff like that. There should be light coming up from beneath Godzilla. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So that's what I would do. And also too, like these power lines and stuff. Like I don't know, maybe if you could position them more and then like try and tie like a string.
The
You know what I
wires.
mean? Just the
Yeah, yeah,
wires. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Mhm.
You could
Yeah.
have the wires like he's holding the wires down.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like he's like
Yeah.
like he's like
Yeah.
like he's striking down on the wires. That would have been cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
You could do
Yeah.
that, Akira. Yeah.
You're giving me ideas, Alan. Great job.
Yeah. Cool. And I'm not. What are you talking about? Alrighty.
You know, I'll be grinding a lot this week, man. I only have 1 week in the studio.
Right.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alrighty. So let us know how many shots you get done.
Oh
Is it
yeah.
a full year's worth again for 1 week?
No,
You're gonna
man.
do
I have
a full
to.
year.
The problem is I have to unbox everything first. Man, that's gonna take me 2-3
Oh,
days.
Oh jeez.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But you're
David is
bringing your
asking.
stuff back to Australia, right, Akira?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
I'm going back on the 20th. So I have
Hmm.
about roughly about a week or more. But
Right.
then I
Okay,
need to go
cool.
to the office and all that. So
Alrighty, cool.
Harold,
Alright,
David
so-
is asking the light that you showed.
What brand is that light? Oh, this is Ulanzi.
you
Oh, that's
Lanzi.
another Ulanzi. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like all the lights that we use are Ulanzis. This
Yeah.
one's Ulanzi. This one right here is a Ulanzi, you know.
Yeah.
And these cube lights are Ulanzi, you know. So
Right.
So
we-
you know, you Lanzi, if you're watching this, you know,
I know.
yeah,
Sponsor. Come
yeah,
on.
Ulanzi. Hey,
sponsored.
Mhm.
okay, sponsors, please. Okay. Yes. Alrighty. So, what's up, Power? Oh, he's not talking to us. He's talking to
Yeah, it's
Atomic.
per hour.
All right. Okay. Well. All right. Never mind. Anyways. Okay. So this is Isaiah's.
Oh, cool. That's awesome.
Where is he?
I like that.
Baby's
I don't
keeping
know.
him
He's probably
busy, right?
his baby's keeping him busy. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how to. The edge of his table here, kind of like, makes it go. I don't know. What do you think, guys?
I think it's fine. It's just that probably need something more in the background. He could have added buildings at the background or something like that. Because the Halo guys is running from Godzilla. Okay, but where are they?
Yeah.
Very far,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So yeah, probably need something at the back.
At the back, or even like if he could throw some like debris over here, maybe, or no?
Yeah,
What do you
something
think?
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the
So-
moment it's just like that's why your mind straight away goes like, okay, that's the table because there's nothing.
Yes.
You know what I mean? There's nothing. There's no environment around it. It's just like
Right.
a bunch of figures.
Yes.
So yeah, I thought he could have used buildings or something like that and decorate.
Yeah,
it.
or rubble and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, but other than that, this is pretty cool. Like, I got some little figures coming in, so I'll be joining Isaiah and doing these shots pretty soon. So, yeah, Halo versus
Very
Godzilla.
cool.
That'll be cool.
Mhm.
Yeah. Alrighty. All right, guys. So we have reached the end, guys. Alrighty. So, guys, I want to thank you so much, guys. All right. So we are at an hour and 22 minutes. All right. John, thank you so much for coming on with us today. It's been a huge honor. All right. So
It's an
our
honor for me.
first guest, and then like
Thank you.
returning guest it's pretty cool.
Thanks for
Yeah.
having me. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you, Akira.
Yeah.
Alan.
Thanks for
Alrighty.
spending your Friday night with us.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
I appreciate you all. Thank you.
Yeah.
Great Friday night.
Oh,
Good way to spend it.
a bad mistake on my end. He's talking about his shot. Yeah. Yeah. So okay, so we got another show coming up right next week. Next week we will be doing a feature with Kaiju Carnage. Okay, so he will be joining
Awesome.
us. All right.
Is that the
And
last
then,
show of the year?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's the last show of the year because the next weekend after that is Christmas weekend, and like I kind of want to spend it with my family and things
Yeah.
and stuff. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
thinking of go ahead, Akira.
If I can set everything right, we should be able to see my studio. So I should be able to show off my studio and
Woo!
a little
For
bit
the
of my
year-end.
diorama.
Awesome.
Okay, good. Yeah, Akira, show off your shirt. Someone's asking. Show off
Yeah.
your shirt.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Nice.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Cool.
Love the logos.
Alrighty. All right. So, all right. So, guys, thank you so much, guys. Thank you for watching, guys. So, guys, be back here next week. We're gonna have Kaiju Carnage. All right, he'll be joining us, and it'll be the last show of 2021. And then we've got we're gonna be putting on more stuff for you guys in 2022. All right, guys. So until then, guys, thank you so much for coming on with us today, guys. Take care of yourselves, guys. All right, and guys, get your Christmas shopping done as soon as you can. And we'll see you guys next week. All right.
Hold up.
All right.
There's a question.
I'm gonna do it, Harold. Yeah.
All right.
Where can they get the Titan Master Show shirt? Me, just PM me.
Yeah. Just get just PM Akira. Alrighty.
Awesome.
All
And
right.
hopefully pretty soon we'll all have them, right?
Yeah.
Akira.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll
Yep.
all have them.
Hopefully.
We don't even have them, guys. So
Yeah, I mean, I have my own. This is from T Public, you know what I mean?
that's
But nobody
dope.
cares about this.
That's
So. Yeah. Alrighty.
all right.
All right, guys. Thank you so
All right,
much.
guys.
So, guys, stay
Have a
on.
great
Okay,
weekend.
I'm gonna
Thank
end
you.
the show. All right, guys. Thank
Yeah,
you so
I'm gonna
much
end
for
it,
watching,
Harold.
and we'll see you guys next week. Take care.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.